Hi, and welcome to the stream. I'm your host with the most, your GM Jared, and we are currently playing Runelord Legacy. But in our Runelord Legacy, we will be playing it in Pathfinder 2nd Edition because it is the newer edition and it's way more fun. So we're playing First Edition campaign with 2nd Edition rules. Awesome. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited too. And now I'm going to jump right over because I'm really excited to see where today goes. I'm going to jump straight over to introducing my cast and my friends. And to start us off strong, I'm going to toss it over to the amazing Dawn. How you doing this morning?
I'm Dawn. I play Nexon, who's the gnome Stitch Witch. Thought we were done with creepy houses, but I guess not.
No, we are not. Hey guys, I'm Caustic Phoenix. I play Rain, and I'm pretty sure I'm still passed out from reacting to the situation. Somewhere slumped in a corner is Rain, trying to get over what has happened. Maybe.
And I'm Carla, play Kaz, the Halfling Bone Oracle, and I am just glad there's no tongues on the plates on the table. So, I mean, I feel like we're winning.
My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and I play the role of Malvolo the Inventor and his puppet Collodi, and I have now learned that Collodi has a karate chop action that seems super effective, like literally, like anime level effective, like wha-bam, one down, wha-bam, second person down. So I'm feeling okay. I'm like, I'm all over this, things I can hit, I can deal with. Spooky creepiness, it's not so much. So, yeah.
Thank you, Michael. And thank you to all my players for being here this morning. It's kind of early. Well, late for some of us. And also, thank you to everyone in chat. And talking about chat, there is actually a number of different ways you too can participate in our campaign because we really like participating with our chat audience. It's fun when you guys get involved. And the number of ways, Michael's going to post them right there, and I'm just going to quickly go over them. For the $5 donation, you could give everyone a hero point, and it's super easy. A hero point allows for rerolls, or if someone goes down, they could spend all the hero points to stay alive. It's really, really very simple. For $10, you could grant a sin boon, and the sin boon is a like cool little magical effect. I actually have one down below. You can see it. It's that really cool symbol. And it's based on the 7 deadly sins, which we are dealing with currently in this campaign, the 7 deadly sins. For $20, you could grant someone a nat 20, which makes my life infinitely more difficult and my player's life infinitely more easier. Is that even English? More easier? Easier? Is it just easier?
It's just easier.
It's just easier. Yes, I always love failing English on stream, but anyway, it'll make life easier for them. You could see almost all of my players have a free nat 20, so that's kind of rude, but whatever, we'll keep going. And for $50, you could grant a wondrous item or a wandering NPC. We've actually had a really popular wandering NPC come back a few times. And last but not least, you're going to see all the way at the bottom, underneath the chat box, and you're going to see this green bar has an HP. Basically, when that reaches max, we have a really dope boss battle. We've had a few dope boss battles happen, and they're always really fun. Now, I want to jump into it, but should we do a quick recap? I think a recap is necessary because catch everyone up on what's going on. Quick recap. So, quick recap. Our players were hanging out at a halfling, let's say, establishment, right? That's a nice way to call. We're not going to say what it really was. It was a halfling establishment. The party got to take a bath. Collodi and Rain became closer, and Collodi didn't see nothing.
I didn't see nothing. Okay, I didn't see nothing. Forget about it.
As the party rested and relaxed, they were able to find out where the Foxglove Manor was. Nexon geniusly used a giant picture that they had from the Foxglove house, used it as an excuse to pass through the gates to the, the richer neighborhood where they have private security and private guards. They got through, got to the Foxglove Manor, and started walking around. Now, house, very fancy, not much going on. They're inside, suddenly walking down the stairs, calling out inquisitively, just an old friend, Aisha, who they all assume they murdered. Well, they laid to rest again. It wouldn't be murder if they're undead.
Look. We didn't assume nothing, okay? I dropped a heavy-ass mirror on top of her and crushed her into what is now Aisha Jam, okay?
Yes.
It's literally, she's a spreadable, okay? That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she walked down those stairs, I freaked the hell out and gave her the Kalodi chop.
Yes, and the Kalodi chop worked magnificently, knocking them unconscious. The party quickly tied them up, as you do, and hid them away in a private back room. As they're trying to figure out what's going on, what to do, a voice calls out, a friendly voice that Rain loves to hear every so often. And down comes, looking for their partner, Aisha, the magnificent Foxglove. Again, Rain panics, passes out. Kalodi hides behind the stairs and then quickly gives them a Kalodi chop. As the party kind of now hides the bodies in a room, Nexon starts to cast a spell, a 10-minute spell to locate a specific object. As they're trying to locate the object, Kalodi and Nexon are in this private room. The rest of the party kind of starts to explore the townhouse. It's not a big house, right? Only 3 floors. Very easy. Well, Nexon then came out the door stating that they found nothing and closed the door properly behind them. And that's where we are picking up today. So it's now about 9 a.m. Sun's peeking in, birds are chirping. You can now hear the steps and stairs and people outside walking, going to their day, the carriages riding by. Nexon, as you come out, you know you didn't, your spell didn't go off. It just didn't happen. And now you're just there in the house. I believe Cassandra and Rain were on the 2nd floor and Marvolo were on the 1st floor, if I am correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were investigating their breakfast table that we interrupted.
Yes, they were having breakfast.
No tongues. So there's
No
that.
tongues.
A regular breakfast.
Yes, so it was a just like cheese, wine, some apples, and that was really it. Apple seems to be the import of Magnamar since we've had this conversation. This is the 2nd time apples have come up. So yeah, it was just nothing outside the ordinary. No tongues in bowls.
Okay. Well, everything looks normal in here. Rain's gonna finish pushing the chairs in so that way it looks clean and proper again. Maybe another room?
Yeah. Let's see what else there is to see up here.
Right.
So go try the rooms across.
Do you want to check the room on the right and I'll check the one on the left?
Sure.
We'll just leave the doors open.
Sounds good.
As you walk forward, looking into the 2 bedrooms, that's exactly what they are, just 2 very nice bedrooms. They don't look like anyone slept in them, even though the pictures on the map depict differently. What's funny is, as you open the door and you start to look around the room, you do notice that on these floors and in these rooms, as you're moving around, there's just a lot of dust on everything.
And there wasn't dust in the dining room, breakfast room.
No.
I'm gonna say nothing here except a dusty guest bedroom.
Does it look like the beds have been slept in at all?
No.
This feels very strange. Like, if this is the only other room up here, it's another bedroom, but nobody's been sleeping in here. Where have they been staying if not in here?
Well, there is another floor, so maybe master bedroom was upstairs.
Right. Okay, yes, good. Positive thinking. One more floor. Maybe they like the top. Maybe there's a whole giant room up there. Perfect. Yeah. No, this is the polite thing. Then the guests don't have to go all the way up to the top. Right. No, of course. I've been in houses this big before. Totally clueless. Most of the time
Just like-
Rain's been living in like a very simple farmhouse or a hut outside of town.
That's true. Marvolo, we now pan back to you as you were checking out what looked like a kitchen in the bottom. You came out the door just as you saw Nexon stepping out, and you can now hear both Nexon and you can hear, footsteps of everyone walking around upstairs. And you make eye contact with Nexon, or mask to eye contact.
All right. Well, did you manage to find anything?
Not exactly what I was looking for, but I got a feeling that there might be something. I caught a glimpse of a shed out back.
A shed?
I got a feeling there might be something in there.
Hmm.
Not the 7-pointed star, but
I see. Well, we should probably investigate this shed.
Why don't we go through? I caught a glimpse of doors through that dining room, or kind of room at the back, so we can kind of take a quick look in there on our way out, since Colodey's got an eye on those folks in there.
Yes. With our friends, well, what we hope, do you have any idea what they might be? They look exactly like Aldrin and Aisha.
I mean it.
But that can't be possible, right? I mean,
it
even
seems to be them.
But even if someone cast resurrection upon the both of them, there's no way they could have made it from Foxglove Manor to here in that amount of time. Well, whatever they are, they give me the creeps. I'm grateful that Kalodi is at least keeping an eye on them for now. All right. Well, if you think we should investigate,
I'd certainly want to find out more. But I feel like we're running short on time just with that those guards.
yes, I couldn't agree more. So through this dining room here, you say?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll kind of follow behind.
Okay. So Malvola will walk up to the door and he'll press his ear against it to try and hear if there's any movement on the other side.
You do not hear specifically any sounds. It's very quiet, just very quiet.
I don't know what is worse, not hearing anything or knowing that I haven't heard anything. And I open the doors to the dining room and walk through.
Walking into the dining room again, you now see doors on your left and your right. Ahead of you are a large set of double doors, which you would assume lead to the outdoors. And this dining area, there's only 2 seats here. It seems this entire area is just made for 2 people.
It seems to be quite a modest home, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose they've got that big old manor, so just need a quick place to stay.
And having a front and backyard in the city is indeed quite a luxury, I agree.
It's true. Well, let's go check out this shed, see what's in there.
Well, before we do, I know that this door here leads to the kitchen I was just looking at, but do you want to check this room before we head outside?
I think we can do a quick check of the shed and then hit this, when we're coming back through.
Malvolo pauses for a moment and considers and says, "Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, of course, the Rain and Cassandra, once they're done upstairs, will probably meet here anyway. And if we find anything, it'd be good to have all of us search." Okay. Malvolo will head out the front door. I presume it's locked, so I'm gonna try and see if there's a way to unlock it from this side of the door.
It is locked, and you look down and you could see actually right up on the wall next to you is a little key hook, and there's a small key on there that you could definitely use. You assume it's probably the key for the outdoors, so maybe for the shed and for that door.
Sure. I'll take the key and I'll open the door, and then I'll pocket that key for use later. Then I will head outside to where I presume I can see the shed just to the east there. All right, I'll make my way following the path. Yep, towards the shed. Okay. Well, I'll try the door because I won't presume this one was locked, and then once it is, I'll reach for the key and again just crack that one open.
Yep, stepping outside, you're in the sun. You grab the key, you unlock, door swings open. It looked like it's kind of more or less kind of set up for like boxes and crates and stuff like that. This is kind of like a staging area where maybe you would get something, and it's a shed, right? That's boxes and stuff inside.
Just move in a little bit so I can get a good look as well. We can both start looking through those boxes.
Sure. I will. I'll move deeper inside in amongst the boxes. I say, looking at these boxes, can I kind of tell like maybe what's in these boxes? Like, are they like heavy boxes for like machinery, or like barrels for like food and wine?
Oh, they're actually fairly large. These boxes actually look like they could fit a person of medium size, but they're empty.
That is not how I measure the size of my boxes.
Well, you know what? That's how I measure the size of things that fit in my trunk. Just saying. I mean, just
like
fit at least 3 people back here.
Yeah, this it's like you could fit 3 people. It's I've heard dealers say that. Anyway,
maybe 4.5 if they're a little shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nexon's gonna kind of sidle up to Malvolo and kind of try and peer in what he's looking in as well.
I'll open one of the big boxes, and as I'll kind of look in, and I'll kind of like scratch my head and be like, so what did you say that you saw, or was there something in here?
I think I see something in the bottom of that box, and as I'm pointing with the other hand, I'm going to pull out a rag and try and shove it to Malvolo's face.
Okay. Marvolo, please make a fortitude save. Yep.
I'm wearing a mask.
You'd be kind of like...
Oh, shit. You are.
All right, I'm gonna turn around and just look and mostly just surprise. What are you doing?
Next it's gonna panic for a second and then try and grab the mask off and then shove the rag over Malvolo's face.
Hey, and then I'll make a fort save. Yeah, my mouse came in useful for a few seconds.
Oh, okay. As this poison is actually fairly toxic, it's made to knock people out. Marvolo, you get very dizzy and woozy, and you stumble forward, and you kind of hold the edge of this like coffin thingy, and as you're like trying to catch yourself, because she caught you by surprise. Sorry, oops, my mic almost just fell into my lap. That would have been a whole different problem. As she caught you by surprise, you were flat-footed, and you had the surprise stuff, so there were negatives to that. And you startle back. You do that as you take a deep breath and basically get chloroformed, chloroform style.
Can I make a medicine check to identify that it was chloroform?
Sure.
21.
Yeah, you've heard legend of these stories. It's called knockout dram. For anyone who wants to check.
So as Malvolo's kind of staggering back, he sort of stops for a moment. He's like, knockout dram? Oh, they're going to laugh at me so. And I'm gonna kind of tumble back into the crate behind me.
Perfect. You tumble into the crate. You are stage 1, as you know. It is what it is. The duration is about 10 hours, so you know, and you're unconscious for 1 minute, or give or take. But you can't. So here's the sad part: you can't attempt perception checks to wake up. So you're just kind of knocked out, sleeping for a minute.
All right, well, I'm in a box.
You're in the box.
Meanwhile, somewhere Colodi's like, yes, finally, you know how it feels.
Nexon's going to take the keys out of Malvolo's pocket, close the lid, walk out, lock the door, and then head back to the house.
Amazing.
Just kind of casually. Doop, 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 doop.
All right. So Nexon, you make your way into the house. Moving as fast and as quick as possible. Now where would you like to go? The people are moving at this point. I'm assuming Rain and Cassandra are kind of moving to the stairwell, heading towards the next floor.
I will head towards the stairs to try and catch up with them.
Okay. Heading towards the stairs, you start to make your way up the stairs. I feel like you're not hustling. You're moving quickly, but like with purpose. That like Terminator style.
Not like kind of in that like I have some place to go, but not trying to raise any alarm.
Perfect. As you start to head up the stairs, you catch the back of Cassandra and Rain as they are making their way to the 3rd floor. So you kind of turn the corner, and in that period where someone's like finally turning the corner, you know that they're probably heading to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I'll go up the stairs to the 3rd floor.
With them, okay.
Are you silently following us?
No. As soon as I see him, I'll be like, Rain, Cassandra, I couldn't find that 7-pointed star. Malvolo's downstairs with Colodi. Nothing really on the 1st floor.
Okay. He's probably just making sure they don't wake up or anything?
Yeah, I figured, didn't want to leave him alone down there.
Right. Well,
and, I think he's also a little concerned about maybe getting stuff on him again. So
there's a lot of dust up here, but nothing else. I mean, breakfast, but 2 empty bedrooms. That was it. We're gonna think. Oh well, we're gonna check one. Apparently, there's a 3rd floor, and people live up there. I guess. was unaware that people
I
have
could
very
see
fancy
maybe-
homes.
Yeah, you know, if you want to hide something, maybe hide it on the top floor so it's harder to get to.
I mean, in all honesty, the last house we were in, that's where we
That was
found
where the
Aisha
creepy
last
stuff
time.
was. Yeah.
Top floors and basements, it seems. There wasn't any basements under rugs or anything. I know
yeah.
people sometimes hide basements under rugs. Nothing
Like the
downstairs.
secret chamber. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if someone wants to come, well, why don't we all check out a room up here just to speed things up? I'm worried about those guards coming and finding us looking around the house.
Right.
So, but
We're
Sure.
probably very concerned about his gout. He'll probably follow up with us soon.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
all the lies to make up.
Yeah, one with a time to return was probably not the best idea.
Right.
For someone who
Okay.
pretends not to care. Yeah.
Don't
Right,
set a
let's
follow-up
go.
appointment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go upstairs. We'll check it out really quick, and maybe there'll be nothing. And then we'll sneak out, and they'll just wake up slightly tired and think it was a very weird dream. Maybe we'll knock over
Well,
some
I mean-
faces, and they'll think they got robbed.
Well, I mean, I would like to, if we don't find any, and I'm saying this as we're climbing the stairs, if I don't find any information upstairs, I would like to test opening a window downstairs, because they were all cardboarded up, and seeing if they react to the light.
Yes.
But let's see if we get any more information before we go.
Right. Okay.
As the three of you are just talking and finally you make your way to the top of the stairs, ending at a massive living space. It's very strange. As you come to the top, you kind of step out, and you start to notice that there are there's a sofa, a fireplace, and two big double doors behind you, and then a third door in the room. And this looks like a living room. It's a weird setup, as like, why would you have your living space on the third floor? But I guess it's the fashion for the time.
Rich people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can take this side door if Cassandra, you want to take those double doors, and Rain, you can check around in here.
Yeah, of course.
Oh. Just a question. None of the windows are boarded up here.
No, the windows again on the second and third floor are not boarded. The bottom ones are, yes.
Yeah, I will head into that room.
Awesome. So we will start with Nexon. Nexon, as you enter this this side room, it's a library. There are books on the wall, and then there is the door you came in, and then there's a secondary door that to the left of you that looks like it probably heads into that same room with the double doors.
Mm-hmm. I'll go up to the books and kind of look at them, and then I'll wait like a minute and call out for Rain.
Okay.
Oh no.
Cassandra, as you enter this room, there is a beautiful zebra carpet on the floor, and
of course, South African goes into the zebra room.
Yes.
Zebra.
So it's that carpet. There's a large bed, like a king size bed. This looks like the master bedroom. There is a third, so there's a door to your right, and then further down there's another door.
Does this bed look slept in? Did they sleep in it?
Yes. This one actually does look. The sheets are a little messy, and ironically, this floor it's not so dusty compared to everywhere else.
Is there I don't know, anything of interest on is that a dressing table or yeah, in the drawers? Yep. I'm a look.
Sure. As you look through, you find a number of different clothing options. And again, now as you're kind of looking through the top one, it's all kind of female clothing. So you're assuming that's for Aisha. And you pull out the bottom drawer and you look through and you find that blue suit that Foxglove was very commonly seen wearing, that vest he normally wore.
It doesn't have any like tears or rips in it like the thread was pulled on this one.
Not that you know this offhand.
Okay, I'm gonna hold that and then I'm gonna take it to Nixon afterwards.
To have her double check.
Yeah. Nothing else of interest.
As you look around, no, not directly.
Okay. If I don't hear Nixon calling after Rain, I'm gonna check out the okay, I don't know it's the bathroom, but the bathroom door.
That extra door, yeah, the bathroom door.
Yeah.
As you're heading to, sorry, go ahead.
And I was just gonna say, if I don't hear anything, I'm like, there's another door in here. I'm just gonna look at it.
As you start to head to that door, you hear Nixon call out for Rain, asking for help.
Hey Rain, I think I found something, but it's at the top of a bookshelf, and I could use somebody a bit taller.
Okay, well that's not me. I'm gonna go into the bathroom. She wasn't like, help me. So I mean, yeah, that's not
amazing.
Me.
Oh no.
And Nixon's gonna be kind of standing on the chair, like trying to reach, but can't quite reach.
Sure.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no. I can help. It's probably better if we stay together anyway. We learned that from the last house. Rain is going to enter the room and see you teetering on this chair. Well, what is it that you're looking for?
It's this like there's like a little trinket thing up at the top of the bookshelf. I'm just getting something magical about it.
Sure. I'm gonna just start reaching around up along the top shelf, just trying to find anything.
Yeah, and once she kind of gets next to me, Nixon's gonna like jump onto Rain and try and cover her face with the rag.
Do I get a chance to like panic flail?
I think
yeah, do you want me to make like an acrobatics as well? Or...
I think like you would be able to get onto Rain's back very easily, and then you kind of swoop around with that. Rain being at a heightened sense of awareness, she's not going to be flat-footed to this check, so that's the caveat. And then like you'll be able to get the flail if suddenly something else happens. So as the cloth comes around over the mouth, Rain, can you make a fortitude save?
I will try. 33.
Okay, so that is
33 flail.
Yeah. So the cloth kind of comes around and goes over the mouth, and see that's actually very high. It outsources the high level poison I actually gave this character.
Oh wait, I got something. I don't know how loud it's gonna be, but I want to try it. Ready? So
Sure. Dun dun.
Dramatic.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our Pathfinder society.
So I stave off the, I guess, strong effect that I'm not knocked out.
Yes.
Okay, I'm flailing. I get a sense like I have some degree of like, I know this isn't good. I know this smell is not good.
Mhm.
I've been around plenty of medicines and herbs, and I know enough that like with different plants that this is not a good plant. This is not a
Mhm.
good scent. This is one of the bad ones. And I'm just going to, can I try to, for whatever reason, I would never assume Nexon would do this to me. I think something else must have jumped me, and I'm not even aware where Nexon is right now. Whatever is on me, can I just try to grab it and throw it off of me?
Like a
A spider. Like when a spider's
Yeah.
on you, you're just like, and you do this weird little dance thing that
Yeah.
you do and trying to get it off and just shaking and with whatever
Mhm.
force that I have to try to get the spider off, which oddly enough, it's funny that Nexon actually has a spider. Trying to get this off of me.
Sure. As you
Never do this to me.
as you do start to like jump around and do that dance, you toss the Nexon character off of you, and there's a clatter, right? A very loud clatter. At this point, Cassandra, you hear the doom, 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 right? Like it's a very scared moose being a very scared moose. It's a moose in a china shop. And there's a loud boom, and with that very loud boom, we actually pick up back over with Nexon, who is downstairs, unconscious, being woken up by, and this I think is so you're unconscious, Nexon, right? And you actually have a very strange dream, and in this dream you're kind of remembering your old life, who you were before, in the way back when. And this is kind of when you first started to tap into that otherworldly power, when the spider came to you, and you remember being out looking for some kind of, doing your daily activities, and as you're reaching for a small basket, Nyx kind of scuttles out and comes onto your hand, but it's baby Nyx, right? So it's a little tiny Nyx, not big Nyx. And you look down and you get this like warm fuzzy in your belly, and you just trust this little thing, and you get this feeling that like no matter who you are and where you are, that as long as you have Nyx and yourself, you trust that you'll be safe. And there's a weird agreement, like Nyx picks up on that agreement and kind of does a little spider bow or curtsy with like its little arms go up and it bows to you. And all of a sudden there is a rapid tapping on your forehead, and your eyes kind of come to, and you kind of come out of it. You got this throbbing headache, and Nyx is on your face, just dancing as hard as it can to like just on your nose, on your forehead, trying to wake you up. And as you come to, you look around, you're slightly bound, and you look over, and Collodi is actually on the floor, and his head has been spun off. It looks like someone had attacked him and spun his head off.
Collodi?
Yeah, it's me. Is that you, Nexon?
What happened?
I don't rightly know. There I was keeping an eye on one of them, and then next thing I know, something grabbed me, and my head span around so fast I didn't even see it coming. You okay?
My head is pounding. Can I look around and see if anybody else is in here?
It just
like the two bodies that are supposed to be here.
Both bodies are now missing.
Well, this ain't good. I help. And I'm gonna try and like see if I can loosen the ropes or whatever's tying me up.
Sure. As you go to try to like loosen the ropes, you realize that they're bound fairly strongly, right? And oh, excuse me, ooh, ear itch. They're bound fairly strongly, and you're like looking down, you're like, oh man, this is tight. And if only you could get to Kalodi, and in steps friendly, well, a friendly face, as in steps Marvolo.
Oh, Malvolo, I don't know where the other where Foxglove and Alden and but can you untie me?
We've got a disconnect.
Oh,
Marvolo.
goddamn. Stupid tiny silent wizard! I will get you one day. All right. Malvolo walks over and leans down towards Nexon and says, yes, no, of course, please, let me help you with that. And as he reaches down, he is going to tighten the ropes ever so slightly. And reaching into Nexon's pockets, I want to try and relieve her of any sharp implements, or just relieve her of any sharp implements that she might use.
As you reach down and you start to pull out like Nexon's dagger that she had, the nice dagger she had, and you actually take her sewing needles.
As he does so, he sort of like sort of just like throws the like this little tiny pouch of materials like just into the air and says, well, we can't have you making trouble before we need it.
What donation are you doing?
Using his foot, he kind of rolls Nexon over and sort of stands like just kind of like on her shoulder, leans down and using the knife sort of taps on his face, and he says, you know, it's very strange. It's not often that I get to use a form that I feel comfortable with. I kind of like this. What did you say his name was? Malvolo. Yes, I like the sound of that. Much better than Alden. Sounds like you're chewing on marbles. Ugh.
I would like to cast message since it's just verbal.
You may cast message.
Oh, and I gave Rain? Yeah, I gave Rain the witch's charge, so I know if she's conscious or not. So I will cast it to Rain and just say, don't trust Malvolo, there's a shapeshifter.
Here I am facing her, seeing that she's not the one calling me in front of me. Shapeshifters. And I'm just screaming shape. That's all I can get from this message is just thinking that out. My brain latches onto that word. I'm in panic mode and I'm just screaming shapeshifters while I cower in the corner of the room away from this Nexon version that's trying to drug me.
So can Malvolo hear that? Oh, the Malvolo?
Downstairs, Marvolo?
Yeah.
How loud can a moose yell?
Yeah, I think 3 floors away. I think you now hear screaming from upstairs.
Yeah, you do see like Nexon's mouth forming the words, but you
Yeah.
don't hear what she says.
So you would assume she might have done some kind of magic, right? Because we live in a magical world. You are a magical entity.
Yeah.
And now
and another thing I want to ask on behalf of, real Malvolo. If Malvolo is unconscious, can Collodi still activate Explodey Collodi?
I thought Marvolo has the clicker.
Yeah, I have the ability. So Malvolo has the ability. Technically, the construct doesn't have the actual power to do so. But yeah, I was just seeing if he might be able to activate that ability himself.
I'll say this: Collodi can do something to activate it, but it won't be fun.
What might that thing be?
Collodi would have to like reach in and do it himself, like knife himself to activate it, and it'll cause a lot more damage to it. Like you might have to spend some downtime to fix it.
Okay. So the evil Malvolo leans down, and you hear this. I wouldn't have done that if I were you. And he's going to use like his thumb and index finger to try and force open her mouth and pry her teeth open with a knife. Now I'm going to have to find another way to silence you. And as that's happening, Collodi's going to activate Explodey Collodi to do his thing and just explode to try and get Malvolo off Nexon.
Sure. So
and if I can angle it, I would like to launch the head of Collodi at Malvolo.
Sure. As evil Marvolo is reaching down and reaching into Nexon's mouth, Collodi kind of sees what's going on at this point, and Nexon, you hear a click sound and you look up from where you're positioning. You kind of just angle your eyes up, and then you see Collodi reaching into his chest and pulling wires out and blowing it. And normally, as this is a Marvolo built it so that it would work well. This is just yanking things and having it blow up. And Collodi's body explodes, ragdoll dummy style, legs and arms going left and right, the torso just kind of going up, and the head shooting at evil Marvolo, smashing him in the face as the head flies through the air. The table downstairs, that big jade table, flips over and lands precariously over you, Nexon. So it's kind of in that like angle. The house rocks as the explosion goes off. As that happens, Rain, we switch positions. We move back to Rain and Cassandra. Rain, as you're screaming, shapeshifter, Cassandra, you come running out the bathroom, confused as to hear Rain. Rain, you're looking at Nexon, and Nexon just smiles and takes the shape of Aisha again.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Cassandra! Like backed against the wall, freaking the F out.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through to the lounge, not see anyone there, and then I'm gonna run through the door and be like, "What?" Run, and then where you backpedal, like, "What?"
As you rush into the room, you now see Aisha standing there in the dress and the gown and everything, and she looks over and she goes, "Well, that's rude of guest, isn't it? You could have made this all so simple. We would have just taken you to see them, and that would have been it. It would have been over. But now we have to do this." And she smiles, and her smile is just off. It's an off smile, and She then licks her lips, and then the tongue keeps going and wraps slowly around her head, and it kind of looks like she's wiping herself with her tongue. And it's that venom tongue, that long, elongated tongue. So Rain and Cassandra, you both have 3 actions. We'll move kind of into a very quick system of initiative because I don't want to keep you guys all separated in different rooms. It's fun separating the party, but it's not fun for everyone.
No. You are not Aisha. This is a shapeshifter. She used to be Nexon. Nexon isn't up here with us.
Wait.
Nexon must be in trouble. That's where my light bulb goes. I just want to be able to get out. We have to get to Nexon. If she's able to look like Nexon, Okay, so do we roll for a quick initiative then?
No, you will have the initiative. She reshaped herself, so that was her go, right? So she did her thing. And now it's Rain, Cassandra, and then we'll see how you guys want to play this out. Because there is still evil Marvolo downstairs, and then the Marvolo all the way outside.
I would like to cast Tinglefoot.
Sure.
I just want her to get stuck, so that way we can get out and we can go find everyone else, so we can be safe together.
Mm-hmm.
So you will need to roll something.
Yes.
That sounds right. Let me figure out what. Some of them list what the DC needs to be and others don't.
It's just rude like that.
Right.
Let me see. I believe if I have to make a reflex save, as it is a Tanglefoot.
Sounds good.
Yep. Let me see. Let me bring her stats up. Oh man. These creatures are definitely not made for reflexing.
Good.
I believe a 23 is less than your spell save. Yes. So
Yes, it is.
the vines kind of spring up around the wood. The wood breaks apart, and you see the vines spring up around her, and start to wrap around her feet. The thorns, as they feel. These plants feel your energy, your anger, and your fear. Thorns kind of reach up and scratch into her legs, holding her in the spot.
Perfect. You stay right there. You stay right there. And I'm going to, okay, Cassandra, I'm going to go find out where Nex is. You should come with me. And I'm going to run past.
As you run past, she's going to lash out with her tongue at you as you kind of like run past, and she's going to make a quick, I'm not sure, it's just an attack of opportunity, but with her tongue, a tongue opportunity.
No, don't try to make that a thing.
Don't make that a thing. Never make that a thing. Let's see.
Aisha uses
misses.
lick. It is super effective.
Yes.
It is not.
She
This is a licking tongue.
She licky tongued you. There you go. As Cassandra, you see Rain kind of like rush past you, and this creature ripping at the vines lash out with her tongue at you and at Rain, and then Rain kind of runs past. Rain finishes her movement near the stairs. Cassandra, it's your go. What would you like to do?
I was going to do something else, but since Rain's not in the room and I'm right by her, I'm just going to touch her shoulder and I'm going to cast Vampiric Touch.
Nice.
So she needs to do a fortitude save of 23.
Oof. One moment then. Let me place the things. There we go. Boop. Oh, she does pass, sadly.
Okay, so on a save, nothing happens. And then I'm going to remove my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna say, "We're coming back for you." And then I'm gonna run away.
So Rain and Cassandra, you guys are rushing down the stairs. You could hear this creature screeching and clawing at everything above. And we pick back up with Cassandra and now Explodey. With Nexon and Explodey Collodi. Collodi, you smashed into this man's face with your face. Nexon, you were tossed back fairly hard. With the explosion, Michael, me speaking to you, could you please roll 3d6 for damage? As
Ooh, 14.
So you did 14 points of damage.
Ah!
So Collodi's head rolls under the table, landing next to Nexon, and you guys kind of make eye contact. Collodi's looking a lot rougher than normal. Smoke is coming out of his mouth.
All right. As Collodi's kind of like sizzling and smoking on the floor, he lets loose a few like charcoaled coughs. Nexon, you okay?
I've been better. I could use getting untied.
Okay,
And
roll this way. Roll this way.
I'm gonna try and roll over to get like my hands near his
Mhm.
mouth.
As you are roll over Nexon to Collodi to kind of get your hands gnawed on, Nyx actually comes hobbling over, as Nyx did take damage from that explosion. Not enough to hurt him, but remember, it was an uncontrolled explosion, and so Nyx kind of hobbles over, dragging to the best of their ability one of your sewing needles, and kind of drops it nearby, and you can see Nyx is got like one of its little appendages. I'm not sure what you would call a spider leg, up in like a hurt position.
Once I get out of here, I'll fix you up. Don't worry, little guy. And yeah, I'll try and grab the needle and use it to kind of like pick away at the ropes or loosen it.
As you and Collodi kind of pick away and now start to break yourself free, you can hear rubble shifting in the side of the house, and up stands Evil Marvolo, Evolo, as I will call him from now on. Additionally, right before we jump into this, I want to say, Colleen Drea, thank you very much for the hex point and a nat 20 for Michael. I appreciate that. So now I have a nat 20. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So Evolo stands up, and you notice that his.
I'm just coughing.
Yeah. You can hear him like rummaging around in the rubble of this side of the house as he's kind of looking for you, Nexon, and I'm assuming Collodi face. You might not know Collodi's still alive or how that works, but he is definitely looking for you, Nexon. And Nexon, I need you and Collodi. Nexon, please make a craft check, and Collodi, please make a nibble check. You're just seeing how much to aid for Nexon. Ooh, that's a nice one.
32. This is what I'm good at.
All right. So what do I need to roll?
Just a D20. and then we'll figure it out from there.
All right.
I'm not sure how much a nibble is.
That is a
It's-
4.
Okay, so Chloe's working, but remember, Chloe, your mouth is more or less wood, so you're just doing a lot of like soaring action. But Nexon, with your 32, that's a lot. You kind of get your little sewing needle in there, and now the combined effort of Kalodi head and you kind of free your hands. Your legs are still bound, but your hands are now free, and that gives you an opportunity. So what would you like to do, Nexon? You have 3 actions as per your initiative, and then Evolo will go.
Okay, right. What the worst thing? Yeah, I'm going to yeah, I'm going to just kind of lean out and find one of my little token things and unravel it and just say, "Oh, bless your heart," and I will cast Agonizing Despair at Evil
Marvolo. Well, 1 second. I apologize. I'll switch them.
Oh.
I had actual Marvolo, and then all of a sudden Marvolo's like, "Why am I at 0 hit points?" Sorry about that.
Yeah, I see how it is.
So it failed.
Failed. So it takes full damage and becomes frightened 2.
Wow.
That is
10
10
damage.
points of damage. Took all my other sharp. Can I throw my needle at him?
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know if you want me to use. I don't have
Dagger.
a needle on my character
Dagger.
sheet.
We'll
Okay.
count it as a dart.
Okay. I don't have a dart.
Well, you could use the dagger attack. Oh, where'd he go? Uh-oh.
He disappeared.
Aha! Secret ability.
Yeah, he legit
yeah,
disappeared.
Nexon's just kind of gonna like look around, realize she doesn't have anything else on her, and just kind of like, "Eeh."
All right. Just real quick while we're looking for our bad guy, to give those people who have just joined our chat, by the way, a very big warm welcome to those people who have just tuned in. Our group of adventurers are currently traveling in the city of Magnamar trying to find evidence of an evil group of individuals who have been manipulating one of our friends into not only being killed and turned into a ghoul, but also becoming a serial killer. After investigating, we have bumped into 2 creatures we have now identified as shapeshifters, one of which lured my poor character, Malvolo, into the shed, and there he is, asleep. There he is, having a nap. And incapacitated 2 of our members, Kalodi, our puppet, and Nexon, who is currently tied up and trying to free themselves. This is shapeshifter number 1. The second shapeshifter, under the guise of one of our characters, has made their way to the top floor and are currently in pursuit of our 2 remaining characters. And there she is. So, that is where we're at and what we're doing. 2 of us are incapacitated, fighting back. Well, one of us is fighting back, the other one isn't. The other is a headless puppet, and the other 2 are fleeing for their lives. Back to you, Jared.
Thank you very much, Michael. That was amazing. I feel like, but we did find them. It's a critical hit.
Yes!
Wow.
Needle
critical hit.
straight to the eye.
Suck it,
Yes.
evil me!
Take that.
Yes, and that's exactly enough to finish them. And Nexon, you kind of just reach up, seeing Nick's hurt, having all this terrible stuff happen. You just throw that, sewing needle, and it's now become an epic weapon, and slams into the mask of evil Marvolo, or Evolo as I call him. And the creature like hisses and screams, and where the mask, normally it's a flat mask, it's now shape shifting and it's doing that thing from throwback to how old I am, from the T1000 when it's melting and you see it shape changing constantly and it's changing all different shapes. It's growing and shrinking, and finally it falls into a puddle of goo on the floor as you have taken them out. So we're just gonna make this guy invisible. Awesome, congratulations, that's pretty awesome. And we now switch back, moving back, rotating back to Rain and Cassandra as they're horror movie just running down the stairs, just coming down full force as hard as possible. Rain and Cassandra, what would you like to do?
Running down the stairs, I'm yelling out Nexon's name because I hear the stone and I know that isn't her up there. So I know she's in trouble. She's probably also identified there's a shapeshifter. So I'm running down just Nexon! Nexon! Just waiting to hear her call back out.
As you make your way finally, Cassandra, I'm assuming you're not going to stop. You guys are just going to go all in.
I'm just checking how long this one spell lasts. Okay, so because I'm running at the back, I'm actually gonna turn around and behind me on the staircase, cast Sudden Blight.
Ooh.
So that if she comes through it, she has to walk through Sudden Blight.
Okay, wow, I like this. There's a lot of setup. It's just, I'm going to murder you by accident.
It's like, I don't know how good those vines are, and I saw that tongue, like that thing's gonna chameleon us. So I'm gonna plant this here and keep running.
Awesome, yeah. So sudden blight. Sorry. So what does this look like? What can I see if I was to run into this?
So it starts to create decay and decay all living things and tiny and small creatures. So I feel like the wallpaper is going to start like that bubble, like if there's water underneath wallpaper. And then the floorboards are going to start peeling away from the base as they start to like warp and decay at this point as well.
Love it. So you kind of like stop like at that point where you would turn a corner so they wouldn't really have a chance to see what's going on. And you start to weave that spell into existence. Rain just full charge down the stairs. Rain, you get to the bottom of the stairs. Cassandra, you're kind of finishing your spell and the walls and everything. Warp, awesome. Rain, you come to the bottom of the stairs and you could smell smoke. That door where you guys were keeping everyone, there's just smoke kind of coming out from underneath it.
What? I go to the door and I open it.
As you open the door, you see the side of the house has been just, has a lot of fire damage. The ceiling kind of collapsed in on itself a little bit. The windows have been blown out. That jade table tossed over, and you see Nexon just standing there, panting, from just like being very overwhelmed. She's just kind of, it's seemingly like very shocked, like, and then you see Colodi's head on the floor next to her.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Are you okay?
That pile of mush did look like Malvolo.
That was. So you did have one. Oh my god! Wait. Tell me something that only the real Nexon would know.
Your
Your spider's name. What is your spider's name?
Nix, as well as you told us to make sure to eat the plinko berries when they're pink.
Yes, the plinko berries. Very good, very good. Okay, good. Thank God it's you. I heard you through the stone upstairs, and I thought you were fighting me, and you had jumped on me, and you had tried to drug me with some cloth thing, and I had no idea what was going on. I'm so glad it's you, and I'm just gonna kind of sweep her up and hug her. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Nixon's gonna kind of like, as she sweeps her up, just kind of grab Kalodi's head as well.
Oh, okay. Hey, how do you know it's really me? I mean, don't I need like a quiz or something? I mean, I could be a
How many
fake.
people are gonna blow themselves up? This is very unique. I'm sorry. You're you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Do you want us to ask you a
Wait.
question? Were you feeling excluded?
Well, I felt a little bit.
All right. What's something that only we would know about you then?
Well, there is something that No, I don't know anything. I know nothing.
No. And I'm gonna smack Cody's head. I forgot. I know you're pretty beat up, but I hit you with full force.
Oh,
I imagine
is that not Kalodi?
It's Kalodi. It's definitely Kalodi.
he
Where's
definitely
Cassandra?
ricochets.
Oh, Cassandra. We're back here. She was with us. She helped me.
Cassandra, as you kind of come down, you're standing on the rug. You're heading, and then you kind of come into the room as they are all embracing themselves, and you now see Rain just kind of hugging Nexon, and there's you kind of come into that scene.
What's happening? Is everyone okay? Is this the real Nixon?
Are you the real Cassandra?
Yes. Although I suppose you wouldn't. Apples! 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 Apples!
Yes, apples. Okay.
And then I look at you like I've said now apples, and Nixon didn't be like also apples. Rain seemed to get it, so I was like, now I'm looking at Nixon like apples.
We only eat plinko berries if they're pink.
Okay. Okay.
We're good. So the four of us are real, and you defended yourself against the shapeshifter.
Yeah, I don't know where
Malvolo.
the real Malvolo is. Wait, you said that you were fighting me. Is it still up there?
It is. It turned back into Aisha for a bit. So the Aisha one, so you fought the Alden one. Oh, it is upstairs. I don't know how long my spell's gonna last. I entangled it a little bit and it got caught in the thorns, but I don't know if it'll stay for long. If it can shapeshift, it could probably shift its way out of there.
I also set a trap for it as well.
Perfect.
But we
So
should
we'll hear it
we should
scream
find
if it gets
Malvolo.
hit, right? Yes, so we have a little time. Okay.
I actually need Cassandra to roll 2d10 as you can feel your spell go off. Yeah.
Which one? This is a 10. Okay. Yes.
On top of that, Kalindra, thank you for the donation, gave Marvolo a greed balloon. So appreciated that for 14 points. Dang, you guys are just so that is 49.
As I said, never mind. The trap's just gone off. She's coming.
Okay. Maybe we can surprise her in here. Get the jump. I'll scream out as if I'm in pain, and you guys hide behind the door. And when she runs in here, jump her. But watch out for the tongue thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she does that.
Run and pick up my stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you start to collect everything, and as you're collecting everything, Cassandra, You kind of run over in the corner. Next, you kind of run over in the corner with the Kalodi head, and there is Rain. And Rain, you can hear now slow steps, pained steps coming down the stairs, and a voice calls out and says, "Come out! I know you're down here."
No, 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 no. I need to get out of here. Help, someone help me. And I'm actually going to also rip off some of the boards on the window so you can hear like that panicky trying to escape sound.
And now there's slow steps heading across the floor, and the door swings open and stands a creature that you actually, it's no longer Aisha. It is its natural form, and it is imagine a person but with no skin, and that's the best way I could describe that. It looks like all muscle, right? So it's a genderless body that just has like that muscle sinew all over, and then the face is hollow, like the eyes are just hollow and has like a slit, kind of looks very similar to Kalodi with that like blank expression. And
I know
it
I was
just
fake screaming before, but this is now a real scream when I see this thing. Nope.
So as it steps in, it lashes its tongue out of its mouth and it says, "I'm going to enjoy this." And it steps into the room, and I'm assuming since everyone now has prepared something, the party would get a surprise attack, because I'm assuming Nexon and Cassandra both are like, "Yep, I'm just gonna launch the biggest thing I got in my basket."
Yeah.
So it steps in, and then off goes the spells that Cassandra and Nexon had prepared, and it kind of makes eye contact with you. Well, the best eye contact possible it can with you, Rain. And we were actually. So what spells are those? Cassandra and Nexon.
I'm gonna launch a electric arc at it.
Nice. Okay.
So I can.
Oh, Divine Lancet.
Oh hey, I do double damage.
There you go. Critical fail. 12 points of damage. And then Divine Lance, Cassandra.
Sure. Attack.
You're having none of this.
None of it, clearly.
Not today, shapeshifter. Not today.
As this creature kind of steps in its hideous form, looking at Rain, not realizing that a trap had been set, the party launches it, and down, and again, it does that. Rain, Cassandra, Nexon, you've seen this before, and this is the second time, but Rain and Cassandra haven't. The creature starts to again shapeshift into multiple different things. It screams in agony as it becomes a pile of goo.
Is it over? I need some water or something. I've been screaming way too much in this house.
Where's Malvolo?
Yeah. Was he with you?
No.
He was looking downstairs. What if he's hurt?
Malvolo? Do they eat them? I don't understand. But Malvolo!
We should probably look through look for him very quickly before the guards come, because I'm sure we've made a lot of noise. We should get out of here.
Yes.
Well, if he didn't go with you, he's probably somewhere on the ground floor here.
That's true. That's true. We were the only
Yeah.
ones who went upstairs. Kalodi, do you have like a, I don't know how this works. I'm sorry. Do you guys have like a special connection?
Do we have a special connection? I mean, yeah. I mean, if I'm still talking, he's not dead. That's
Okay,
about as
good.
that's about as special as our connection goes, you know.
That's helpful. Okay, so he's alive, at least for now, and we need to find him. Let's start out and go room by room down here.
Sure.
Malvolo. I'm also going to be stomping as I go along in case I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking there's still like a basement door that we just haven't found. So I'm listening for hollow sounds as I'm hitting my hooves against the ground really hard, just walking around like an idiot, stomping her hooves.
All right. At this point, you can hear the sounds of like just this muffled kind of screaming coming from outside.
Yes, with the windows blown out because of Clody, you can easily hear like loud yelling, and it's over the sounds of traffic and stuff going around in the town. Additionally, a plot twist point was granted to us from the channel, and it was divine intervention. Something like a symbol or an arcane mark appears, and since we've been dealing with creatures that like to lay traps and stuff, we're gonna go with the spider. So you now see, as you guys are searching through the bottom of the floor, you actually see a web symbol, a golden web symbol appear on the double doors leading into the the like kitchen or the dining room area. And then you also see a golden web symbol on the stairs.
Oh, does anybody know what this means? This wasn't here before. When I came down those stairs, that was not there. I'm pretty sure. I was more busy screaming and running around than noticing, but I don't think that was there before.
Do I know?
You could make a religion check if you have it, Nexon, or actually for you it would be occultism. 21. All right,
21.
that's not even that. So you see it and you realize that is usually the symbol of the grandmother spider, which is a deity. It's kind of like a weaver, a storyteller, but also a bit of a trickster. They're not bad. It's not like a bad bad person. Sorry. Neutral would be better if you wanted to say anything.
Yeah. It's the grandmother spider symbol. I think just be careful for, maybe a prank or something like that. Not anything harmful, but and like some kind of story. So I think it's definitely worth checking these things both out once we get Malvolo.
Do you think there's a reason why it's on these two pathways?
Probably trying to lead us somewhere.
Okay. All right. Great. Spiders. Okay. All right. This will be fine.
Spiders are good.
They can be.
And Nyx will kind of limply wave his leg at Rain.
Oh, you're right. They're very good. They're very important. I just hope we're on the good side of this particular one.
Right.
Shall we cross the first threshold of the golden one through these doors? I mean, clearly somebody's screaming outside, and I think we have a general idea of who.
Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
did sound a little like Malvolo's range.
Yeah. You can hear the panic in his voice, and it's definitely his flavor of panic.
Probably something.
The screams have transformed into a whimper.
So as you as the group, right? I'm assuming everyone's staying together. No one wants to split up again.
Yep.
Marvola would like to. Got it.
I'd like to join the group again, please. By the way, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I am now convinced that Malvolo has been buried alive. Like he doesn't know he's still in the shed. All he's done is he's awoken in this box, and as he's done so, he's kind of like looked around for like some of his tinder twigs, and he's like, "Oh no! This is how the gypsy said I was going to die. I won't die here." And he's yelled for help, and no one's come. He's like, "Okay, keep calm, Malvolo. Now you remember your training, okay? You knew this was a possibility. Okay, what did Father say? If ever one of your traps buries you alive, you must put your shirt over your head." So I'm putting my shirt over my head. Like I'm just, trap as much air as I can around my head. Okay, now I must break the box. And I'm going to try and punch the box as hard as I can.
You think you're being buried alive in a coffin?
Yes. It's a wooden box. No
Okay,
one's
fair
answering me. Precious little time I have to assess the situation beyond I am clearly buried alive. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm dead. This
This is educational for everyone. Thank you. In case we all get buried
Oh
alive.
yeah, in case you get buried alive. By the way, this will actually work. Well, I say work, keeping in mind there's 6 foot of earth beneath you. So, truth be told, the biggest thing you gotta worry about is getting crushed by the dirt. But it's neither here nor there. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. All right. I'm gonna make a athletics check to try and break free. With my strength of +0.
You got this. I have faith.
17.
There you go. See. So, Marvolo, you slam your fist into the coffin, and realizing that
1-inch punch.
Nexon only closed it and not so much locked it. She locked you in the building. You kind of just slam it and it flies open.
So as it does, that's very startling. So he's like, "Ah!" And it swung up and he goes, "Ah!" And then it slams shut again.
Yep. It does that thing where it opens and closes real hard.
That's it. He stands up. He's like underneath his mask. He's like blushing, like with just bright red with embarrassment. Just like, shit. Gets up, closes the box behind him, and I'm just gonna rattle on the door. Just feel like, okay, I did it to the box. Maybe I can do it to the door.
As Marvolo kind of, so you're
Sorry,
now
no,
like
that was
punching the door, and you can hear.
You hear the
There you go.
sound.
Alright.
You hear the sound of balsa wood snapping as my fingers, one by one, splinter into broken shards. As he goes, bang! Ah! And that's the soft whimpering you hear.
As the party kind of comes out, you now hear whimpering, and then there was like a thud. Like as you came out to the backyard area, there was a thud coming from a small building to the left-hand side. And now you hear whimpering coming out from behind that door.
Son of Pharasma! Ah!
I think we know where he is.
Yeah, Nexon will go try and open the door. Discover it's locked.
So it's locked.
You don't have the key.
I have a key. A skeleton key.
That's true.
That's
right.
Thank you, Callie, for that key.
Yeah, thank you, Callie. Cassandra kind of walks up. Rain does that thing where she like shakes her shoulders to like get ready to like pound in the door. She's like, "Yeah, I got this." And then Cassandra's like, I got this key that will work. And then Cassandra just clickety click, door opens, and inside is Marvolo looking a mess.
Marvolo turns. Please don't hurt me. I have friends. You can hurt them instead.
And the first person you see as the door opens is Nexon and Cassandra. Those are the first two people you see, Marvolo.
Oh, how long have I been gone? You've gotten so old. No, I don't say that. I just...
Dramatic much.
Yeah, no. Processing. Allow me to translate panicked gibberish. Hey guys, oh my god. A shapeshifter, I think, might have taken Nexon. Oh god, it's Nexon. Wait a minute, you're with Cassandra. Wait a minute, there were two of them. There are two shapeshifters. Oh no, Rain, look out. You might be dealing with a shapeshifter, but wait, Rain might be the shapeshifter. I should tell them, but I shouldn't let on that one of them is a shapeshifter. I know what I'll do. And Malvolo says all of that, in order to communicate this thought process. Malvolo goes, huh? And that is all.
We ran into a few shit. Tell us something that only the real Malvolo would know.
Yes, stay in your box until we know something real.
Okay. I know how to prove myself. Yes, wait, 1 second. Malvolo looks around and starts rooting through his belongings.
You're taking a very long time to answer something about yourself.
I have it. Just give me a second. Here it is. Click! Exploding Kalodi! Huh?
Which,
Did you just blow him up? Isn't he with us?
No, he's over.
yeah.
No, I didn't see him. Where is he?
Nexon's holding his head.
Oh, his body explodes.
Ah.
Okay.
So you hear a poof in the distance. Huh?
Okay.
Well, I suppose a shapeshifter could have taken your things.
It's true, but he wouldn't know what the things do. It's an innovation! And it's got a button here that, you have to push at the same time for Explodey Collidi to work. So you can't just simply grab it out of my hand. Right,
Okay.
you have to. Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And you knew Collodi's name, too.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That's true.
I know Collodi. And he is also made out of chair. High quality chair. Well,
Yeah.
was.
Well, I feel pretty good that this is Malvolo. Do we want to go check out those symbols before, people
Symbols?
show up because we exploded a building?
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
Okay, as a heads up, we know you've been stuck in a box taking a nap for a while, but we already killed both the shapeshifters, so you're good.
They're goo, so I think we're good.
Oh, okay. Okay, we've gooed people. That's the thing we're doing now. Oh, all right.
Well, we did. You stayed in here.
Well, true. I did. Nexon. Well, what I thought was Nexon, jumped me when I wasn't expecting, and well, I ended up here because, they
Let them get the jump on you? I mean, they tried it with both Cassandra and I. We were fine. Even Nexon.
I will admit I had a mask on, and she tried to smash it into my mask, and then she just took the mask off. And look, I am not a strong person. We've been over this. I am a trap maker. Okay, I don't get into my own fights. I leave things behind for people to fight instead of me.
No, of course. We're glad you're just okay.
Well,
And at least
thank
they
you.
only put you in a box. Come on, let's get you out of here. We'll
Yes.
go back and investigate. You like looking at clues, right?
I do like looking at clues. They do make me feel. Make me feel a lot better. And I'm.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe they're arcane runes. I like arcane runes. They're pretty and they make me feel nice. And I'm just going to go over here and look
They're
at them.
gold and sparkly, so that'll be pretty to look at.
I like gold.
Yeah, that's a fun thing. Let's go look at the fun things.
Okay.
Also, I think we should leave as quick as we can, because not only are the guards coming, they mentioned they were going to take us somewhere. So I want to be gone before the people who are looking for the people come looking for the people here.
Mm-hmm.
I see that Cassandra and Malvolo took the same elocution lessons.
So heading back to the house to follow those marks, the golden spider webs, you follow them up the stairs, and this is they go up, and then you see where Cassandra had laid her trap that went off, and everything is desiccated, and the wallpaper has been like, peeling off the walls. And then you take a little more time, you're following them, and then at the top of the stairs, I could slowly die because it's so desiccated. It's killing me. You get to the top of the stairs to the third floor, and again, this is from Cinder. They were able to get you the grandmother spider symbols to help you guys locate where important objects, and divine intervention really helps. When you get to the third floor, and there is a in the living room area where you were, Rain, and you didn't really get a chance to check it out, with the zebra print carpet room, and you're now up there, and you kind of get the feeling that can everyone give me a perception check? Because now everyone's gonna do a very quick, the symbol stopped at this floor, so something around here. Okay, I see everyone is doing fine. You guys are aggressive with this perception. Everyone's looking real hard. Everyone's ready. And then Marvolo's just kind of still feeling the effects of the toxin kind of wearing out of your body, and dealing with the notion that you were faced with a possible being buried alive. I'd be terrified. Your mind is kind of somewhere else. But the party looks around the room, quickly tearing apart as this, because people are coming, right? Cassandra said someone's coming. The guards might be showing back up. Tearing through the room, you find a loose floorboard, and you rip it up, and inside is a an iron lock box, like a foot box. You pick it up, you take it out the hole, and now you can start to hear people it's more people are now heading towards you. Can hear, because you're on the third floor. Looking out the window, you could actually see a group of guards are now heading towards your location. They're about a block away, but because you are on the third floor, you have a good vantage point.
Do we want to try and run out the back?
I may have an idea. You stay here. Keep looking. Did you find Alden and Aisha's bedrooms by any chance?
Oh yes, and then I point behind us.
Yeah, I'll run in, and what I want to do is I want to quick change into Alden's attire. And I will head out the front and meet with the guards.
All right.
Okay. Does he look anything like Alden? Because if he does, I'm gonna attack him.
He looks like Marvolo in Alden's clothing.
Okay. I let him pass.
But it's
Where'd you get the knife? Jesus.
Marvolo, do you have your mask on? Right, I'm assuming you'd be walking with your mask, or maybe covering. Your
no,
face
I'll take it off when after I sort of head downstairs. I'll reveal Malvolo's face. Dun dun dun. Dun, dun, dun. Which only Cassandra's actually seen before.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely don't stab you.
Good.
I mean, you can. No one's gonna stop you.
Mm. Actually, also Nexon would know that the shapeshifter couldn't shapeshift into me properly because he also didn't see my face.
Mm-hmm. So heading down the stairs, coming outside, about 3 guards have now showed up to the Foxglove townhouse. As they get to the front, they rap heavily on the door, and Marvolo, dressed up as Foxglove, you open the door, and the guards, the larger guard, this was the gentleman you told who had gout, is now standing in front of you. He's like, "What, sir? What is going on here? We heard from neighbors there was a lot of commotions, and I see smoke. What is everything okay inside? Are you okay?"
Yes, thank you. And I must say that your prompt and swift actions have reminded me yet again why this estate in Magnamar is among the most desirable. Yes, you see, my darling wife was trying her hand to learn cooking from her mother-in-law. I told her it was a terrible idea, but nonetheless, they pursue as they would, and, well, they seem to have gotten a little bit too heavy-handed with some of the spices, you see, and, well, now I need a new window. You understand, of course. But, such is the matter of those who wish to better themselves. You can't make an omelet without first breaking a few windows.
I understand that, sir, but I would like a moment.
Oh, good, excellent. I'm so glad you understand, and I'm gonna walk him out as I do. Now, tell me, your supervisor, is he still doing well? I heard that he recently also got his own apartment somewhere in the vicinity.
Excuse me. What? And he looks confused, and the other 2 guards are looking at him, and he's like, "Sorry, are you sure everything is okay? If
Yes.
there's not, you could let us know."
No, yes, of course. Everything is perfectly fine. I mean, I live in this wonderful house with my wonderful bride. If you could cut off her mother-in-law, that would be doing me a great favor.
So like the 2 guards kind of like in the back are like looking at each other, and then the guard you're talking to holds his hand out in like a small motion, as if for looking for a payment of sorts. And he was like, "Well, I'm glad we could come in a timely manner." And then he coughs, looking down at his hand.
Do I have any money? I do have money. I'm going to slip him 5 silver pieces.
So as you put the money in his hand, he kind of looks at it, and he's a lot less than he was expecting, but he was like, "Well, have yourself a good day, sir." And then he takes the money, and then you could see him move like silver to the other guards, and then they start to head off in a different direction.
Quick question: does he have a coin pouch on his person?
He does.
Cool. I'm gonna lift his coin pouch while he turns around and he's distributing the coins to other people.
Oh,
Okay. Please make a thievery check.
23.
Let me look up this guard.
Look, Malvolo's good at many things. None of them worthwhile. For those of you in the audience who ever wanted to know if you could make a rogue into a healer, ta-da!
See, perception, 23. All right, that's high enough. It would have been a 16 because they are just your generic guards.
Yay!
So you as he turns, kind of looking at the gold, the silver you've given him, he kind of starts to hand it off, and you quickly reach out, grab his coin purse, untangle it, and then you slap him on the back, and you.
Oh, so sorry. Just real quick, what I would like to do is I would like to kind of cut the bottom of the purse open, and sort of when he puts the coins that I've given him, like his share, into the pocket as well, I'm just gonna kind of put my hand and catch the.
Oh, you're like re-stealing the coins you gave him.
Yeah, and whatever he has in his pocket as well.
So you actually, as he kept 3 and he handed out the silver piece to the other people, you now have 5 silver pieces.
Sweet. So I gained an extra 5.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they head off down the direction. And now Rain, Cassandra, and Nexon, you guys were upstairs as false Marvolo was being shady. The nice part is guards deal with so many people, they don't really know who everyone is. So they're under just a general assumption that this is kosher. So Rain and Cassandra and Nexon, what would you guys have been doing? You have this lockbox.
Dawn, I think
Okay, you
muted.
Nixon. Dawn, I think you were muted.
Oh, I think you were muted, Dawn.
That's what you were saying.
Sorry.
Yeah, Nixon wants to take a look in the box, and she'll look at the other two and say, well, do we want to take a look, and maybe this is something that's easier to carry around than a box?
Yes. But just in case, she's going to pull out her dagger and be prepared to stab whatever if something jumps out of the box.
Everyone's getting
Okay.
stabbed.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Kaz is gonna be half there, but also half peeping out the window. Like, should we run? How is Malvolo doing?
So if the guards have left, Malvolo's inside, just leaning up against the wall. He's like fishing around for like a leather bag, and he's just sitting there going, having like quite a little panic attack. Yeah, before putting on his mask and like just having a little quiet freak out.
So yeah, I will kind of set the box down and kind of at arm's length open it.
Mm-hmm.
And do that kind of like open duck and then peek up over.
So as you obviously you put it down on one of the nightstands or a table you could find, not a problem. You pop it open, you kind of like everyone takes a step back. It's like that, like, and nothing happened. Now peering over the edge, looking into this lockbox, you notice that there are platinum pieces inside, as well as a ledger and a scroll with rolled up with a seal on it.
Oh, good. Nothing murderous. I'm going to put my dagger away. What's on that ledger and scroll, though? I mean, we should also take the coins. They're not going to use them.
Yeah, they're not going to use them. So looking in, you find 150 platinum pieces all together. Get the coins out the way. Secondly,
the theater is saved.
Yes. Oh, that's right. You guys, that's it. You guys did it.
Yay!
That's all we needed.
How much XP is it worth?
Game over, guys. That was it. That was the
Yeah.
whole campaign.
Yeah.
It was all about saving the theater.
Yeah. So for those of you who didn't know, we bought a theater, kind of.
Yeah.
From
have
some.
50 left over.
Yeah.
This was the real mission.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been so long.
I feel like it's very it makes a lot of sense because Alden helped us strike the deal to buy the theater.
Mhm.
So Alden's money sealed the deal. So it's, meant to be.
It's true.
It's what he
Circle of
would have
life.
wanted had he
Mhm.
not been obsessed and possessed.
Been a super monster. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So unfurling the scroll, you realize this is, remember all the way back in the day, remember when Alden was talking, you were seeing those memories of Alden talking that he lost money, and then someone came to him, gave him money, and they were able to purchase the manor. This is the deed to the manor. Talks about the Foxglove Manor and how the brothers of the seven to the amount of the remainder 4 and 30% backed by collateral in form of the Seven Sawmill, located itself upon the island of Magdamarsh on shore only the physical and initial construction of the aforementioned manor. So this is the deed for the manor and the agreement they paid for. The Brothers of the Seven, which you've heard a number of times. So that's pretty awesome. You now see that. And then the ledger talks about, as you quickly go through it, you're able to piece together that Aisha would come to Absalon every so many weeks, stay here, and take 200 gold pieces for her trip, dropping the payment off every day at midnight at a place called the Seven's Sawmill. And that was like the payment Foxglove would be making to the Seven. So now you know where the Seven are. You know that Zanesha dealt with the Seven, and you now have a solid lead on where to go.
Okay, so a sawmill. She would take money to the sawmill. That's their contract that they had. Pretty soon they're going to notice that that money's not coming in anymore since well, I guess it maybe even longer since Aisha was in a different state.
What year is it?
The current year?
Mm-hmm.
It's so the 4724, so it's like 4725, almost. It's almost a new year.
Okay. Well, I think this contract was up almost 2 years ago, so that seemed to be the mana and everything reverted back to the Seven at that point. So maybe that's how Alden ended up serving them.
Well, it seems like the contract was with Varl initially and not Alden. And that's why
initially with Varl, but passing on to any descendants.
This is just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, the letter in the manor said that he should return here for the payment or the handing over the people in the next sort of 2 days. So I don't think they've realized yet that he's not coming.
So do we go to them or do we wait here and hope they come to us? I don't really want to camp out here for a couple of days.
I think that perhaps our best bet would be to bring the fight to them, while they are still unprepared for any abnormalities. If we wait, likely they will only show up when they think something is wrong and perhaps come with guards. Right now, they're expecting that Alden and Aisha are coming to this to the house to pay for the deed and the financing. These two creatures, whatever they must have been working for the Seven. But if they don't check in, then it'll just be all the more harder.
Right. Okay. So we go to them. We're prepared and we'll what? Interrogate them? What is our plan when we go over there? And just show up at their door?
Right now we need evidence to prove that I am innocent and not responsible for the killings and the murderings. We have, of course, some body parts of someone, but that, showing up with body parts has never really proven someone innocent of murder. If we can, however, find one of these people and take them back to Sandpoint alive, we may perhaps be able to yet still clear my name from the sheriff.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we might not like this idea, but I think everyone knew Alden was obsessed with you, Rain. So what if we make it seem like you have changed sides, and then two of us will pretend to be the shapeshifters, shapeshifting as ourselves, and then one of us will be sneaky and invisible, and then I'll point at Nixon. And I'm like,
right.
and
You
then
can have
we
the cloak
can,
back.
yeah, and then we can get information, get inside, and surprise.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I like that. That seems like the safest way to get inside without getting hurt. And then we can gather some information that way. We just need to pretend like we're going to give them coin and that everything is normal. I'm just the new wife.
Yes, and sorry, and Aisha's not going to do the money because, in a jealous rage, which is not untrue, Alden attacked her.
Yes.
Rain,
I'll just yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you this for a while, but that noise, the barking, did you steal the small dog from back in Sandpoint?
It's in our bag of holding.
I mean, look, it's happened. It's happened a few times now, and we've kind of ignored it just to be polite. But do you have a small captured dog? It belonged to a small girl.
Do not have a small captured dog. Rain is going to slowly kind of back away a little bit. No.
I am convinced that
Listen,
Rain is.
He wasn't taking care of it well. I had to make sure that it was well fed and taken care of, and I knew I could definitely do a better job.
Of course, the owner was a small 6-year-old girl.
I just wanted to make sure it was kept safe. It's fine. Plus, you never know. If you see a bad dog owner, you're supposed to do something about it. I mean, we didn't do anything about Alden's dog.
Look,
He had
Rain,
let his dog get out, and we had to
Rain,
protect it the first time, and we gave it back to him. And you saw when we went to that mansion's basement what his dog turned into.
Okay, yes, that was very tragic, but listen to me, Rain. When we go back to Sandpoint, you're giving the dog back to the small child.
No. We'll talk about it later. I like the small dog. I got attached to it.
Very well. Okay, so the plan is that there are two shapeshifters, played by, of course, myself and Cassandra. Nexon will be invisible, and we will be accompanying Alden's new wife to the what was it called? The 7 sawmill, in order to make the payment of the usual sort from Alden on behalf of their contract. Am I missing anything here?
No, that sounds right.
Okay.
Rain's going to pull off that elven cloak and hand it back to Nexon. Thank you so much for letting me borrow this.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, it was for you, but I can certainly use this because my spell only lasts about 10 minutes.
This would be better anyway. I don't really want any gifts and reminders from him in
That's fair.
any case.
Now that the party,
We should probably.
Oh,
Sorry, I was just gonna say, we should probably, and then I'm gonna look at Kalodi's head, and I'm gonna be like, gesture to Malvolo, and be like, put Kalodi.
oh yes, of course. Is there like so looking around in the mansion? Does Alden have like a carry bag or something like around the place, somewhere where I might be able to put Kalodi's parts?
Yeah. As you look around, you do find that there would be. Aisha had a large collection of bags.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll definitely use one of those.
Sweet. I'll put Kalodi's piece. I'll go downstairs. I'll collect Kalodi's piece and put it in the bag. During this time, I'll also perform medical checks on everyone, and like I can do this every hour. I think every 10 minutes.
10 minutes now.
Yeah, I've got
at
the-
this level. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like the feats and stuff like that. So so yes, I'm going to I'm gonna basically do that and just bring everyone back to full hit points. Same thing with
Wonderful.
Kalodi. I'll patch him up.
Patch them up with crafting. So having a concept of where to go, the party kind of rushes out the building, taking back into the streets and quietly making their way through the guard post using carts and the crowds to avoid the guard post. You know, you guys are like moving through the carts and go through the guard post, and now you're in the, you know, the lower districts, right? Not the very rich area. Trying to taking a moment, you all kind of step and make a, you know, like you stand to the side and collect your thoughts and have a moment of trying to figure out what to do. And that is where we will take our quick break. As it's a good time for a break right now. We're going to take a quick break. It is mid-afternoon in Magnamar. The party has just defeated a number of shapeshifters, and yeah, we're going to keep going. They have a good place to figure out where to go, the sawmill, which isn't that far from here. So stick around. We'll be back in 15 minutes, give or take, and we'll see how it goes down in the sawmill. So thank you and see you around. Bye. Hi, welcome back, and welcome back to everyone. We were here before we went live, so it's less of a welcome back for us. Um, where we last left off for the 15-minute break we had, the party had decided that they were going to use the best deception plan ever, and that is lie to the cultists that are hiding out in the sawmill. They are going to try and convince them that Rain is the lovely new bride of Foxglove, while Marvolo and Cassandra are the mimics that they were dealing with. And Nexon is going to use her spell of invisibility and sneak in. And that is our plan. Let's see how this works. We pick back up with the group outside the enclosed gated community, and the party has taken a few moments to recuperate from dealing with everything that happened. Marvolo doing the medicine thing, patched up everyone to the best of his abilities, spent a few moments to recombine Kolodi, and Nexon, you worked with Nyx on fixing Nyx's leg. I feel like Nyx has like a little cast now, like a tiny little spider cast on its leg. In my head,
Bread.
yeah. Following the town, it's not hard to know where the sawmill is, as it's one of Magnemar's larger export. Bring wood in, wood goes out. Oh, logs and then planks. Heading down to the dock area to the waterfront, you're able to figure out where the sawmill is by sound and following cargo of logs, as they are running most of the logs through the water. The sawmill is, well, fairly large. It's 4 floors up that you can see from your position.
All right. So, Nexon, if you would like to start by casting your invincibility, let's see if we can make this plan work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will wait until kind of the very last second before we walk in to pull out the string and make the cat's cradle and pull it down around me.
Not a problem. As the party kind of descends a walking path. It's well worn, as if people have been going through here for many years. This sawmill was built over the mouth of the Yandabakari River. This wooden building sits on massive wooden pilings driven into the river below. A wooden boardwalk wraps around the north rim of the building, and the flight of stairs descends down to the water side, where you would assume that is where they bring in the wood or get rid of the wood. The churning of 4 large water wheels under the mill fills the air with sound and mist. So, I toss everyone onto the map very quickly so you could see what I see. Now, you do notice that there aren't anyone patrolling or guarding this area. It's seemingly open to the public. The mill is on though.
Okay. Well, I guess we just walk in, right? I hope we don't need a password or a handshake or anything.
Well, yes, no, I hope we don't need any of those things either. All right. Let us see if there's an entrance. I'll step onto the boardwalk.
Marvolo, as you step onto the boardwalk, it's very rickety. It doesn't look like it's been maintained, ironically, as it's a sawmill and it should be, but it's more or less worn out away. When you step onto the boardwalk, you could see the stairs descending to the waters down below, and the back of the building. This seems to be like the back way.
Oh, that is not unsettling at all.
Okay.
All right, we'll keep going, and I'm going to just step a little bit further away from the edge here as we make our way around.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna follow very tentatively and looking around a lot, like under the water, checking around corners, just looking very sketchy, probably on my own.
Malvolo's trying to be like, like just trying to look, like walk like he owns the place, kind of.
He's like, I know where to go, exactly what's going on.
Kaz is trying to do the same.
I like Kaz is like, yeah, I'm totally a secret monster. Shh. Walking forward, you come to a set of large wooden double doors. They don't seem to have any specific lock or locking mechanism on them. They're just two very large wooden doors.
All right. I will attempt to open the door.
Pushing the door in, this is the main floor. The entirety of the floor consists, it's more or less a loading area. An opening in the ceiling into the floor above is filled with tangles of ropes and slings for lowering timber nearby. A staircase ascends to the next floor. Two sturdy wagons sit to the south next to a bank of machinery accessed by the floor by four low doors. The grinding and creaking of the machinery fills the room.
Okay. We're here. Now what? Should I call out?
Probably not call out, but just stay close. So what's is there? I'm gonna look around just down here, just kind of making sure there's no one like hiding out or whatever.
Doing a quick scan, more or less, this seems to be a loading dock. They would probably put everything onto these carts over here. And above you, you can hear the sound, the grinding sounds of the sawmill working.
Okay.
Right. Okay. This is fine.
Yeah, at least for now.
Yeah, we should probably hurry and then I'm gonna be like, for next.
Yep. I won't take too much time. I'll then head up the stairs.
Okay. One moment. Let me just throw everyone onto the next panel. As you ascend the stairs, they are, rickety and they don't really lend to silence. Marvolo, as you come up, you're now on a second floor. This floor is walled off for the most part. This large room is filled with stacks of timber and other furnished lumber products waiting for shipment.
All right, I'll peer in this door real quick.
Opening the door, you now see a network of pulleys on tracks cover the ceilings. Ropes dangle here and there to aid shifting of inventory as needed. Machinery churns along the south wall. Nearby, two chutes filled with winches allow lumber to be hauled from up and below. 4 openings in the ceiling lead to the next floor. As you kind of look in, there are people moving around.
What do they do when they see us?
They haven't noticed you. They seem to be working.
Ah, okay. Carry on. Let's keep going upstairs and see if we can find like a foreman or a boss, someone who looks like they're in charge.
Sure. Moving up, you now head to the 3rd floor. This floor of this room has a thick carpet of sawdust penetrated by 2 large doors on, like, as you come up to the next floor, you see 2 large doors, one all the way in the back and then one to the similar way of where the other building was. So it's in the front of you.
All right. And again, I'll check that door.
This door is locked.
Cassandra.
I will unlock the door
Oh, that's right. You have that key thing again.
with the
There we go.
handy dandy
The
key.
key.
Handy dandy Kelly key.
There you go. Quickly unlocking this door, you notice that inside, people are working. Again, just a number of people are working and sawing logs and splitting them. And it's sawdust is everywhere here. It's a mess. And this is the loudest part of the building. As you open the door, it's just you hear the whirls of the blades.
Do all these people look alive? Like it's not
yes.
like ghoul labor.
It's not ghoul labor. It should be ghoul labor, but yes, they all seem alive.
All right.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't know why they're locked in here, but okay.
Yeah. Let's keep going up.
All right.
Oh, there's another small door here on the map. Is that something?
Yes, that's a closet, and it seems to have like bandages and other stuff inside of it.
Ooh, I will steal bandages, medical supplies, mine.
It's probably one of the closets. So if anyone gets hurt on the saws, they would go in there. And
Look,
be
we're on a
able to
D&D
turn it.
adventure. I'm breaking pots. I'm stealing rupees. I'm take that medicine. It's how this works, don't you know?
Um,
I'm a PC. I can open drawers and rummage through people's houses, and all they'll say is press B to jump.
that's right. That's exactly what happens.
Could you imagine playing a D&D game with that actual mentality?
I have a story about that. Sadly,
Do you?
yeah.
We definitely have
I've
to hear that. We definitely have to hear that at some point.
Yeah, but not today because we are in the sawmill.
All right.
Heading up to the final floor, this seems to be probably where the most, where you would assume they would have the foreman would be up here. I like how everyone came prepared for like, we gotta sneak in. That's like a sawmill. A thick layer of sawdust covers the floor. Mounds nearly a foot deep in places. Workbenches sit here and there in the room. Their surface cluttered with saws, hand drills, planers, and other woodworking tools.
Well, everything seems normal so far.
All right. Well,
Well,
shall we check some of these doors?
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. Let's get this over with. Open any and all the doors.
All right.
I'm going to try and avoid walking through sawdust piles.
Oh, that's a damn good call. I'm gonna start with this door. Kia.
Are they all locked?
This door is actually locked also.
Damn it, Cass.
Yeah, beep beep.
Boop, boop. So opening this door, Cass, you unlock it. You quickly open this door and you look in, and two people look up. Two workers look up and they go. Well, the closest one to the door looks at you and says, can we help you?"
I don't know. Can you help us?
"Who are you? Why are you in here? You shouldn't be up here. This is dangerous. What are you doing?"
What work are they doing? Are they like playing cards? Like
Oh,
what
they're
are they doing in
working.
this
They're
room?
working on, like different kind of wood, because this is a sawmill.
Okay.
I'm gonna just kind of lean into Rain and be like, "Venture the Seven."
Rain kind of clears her voice and tries to straighten herself a little bit. We are here for the 7. I'm the new one. And offers her attempt at a charming smile.
The 7. I think you might be lost. There are no 7.
You mean
Here.
there are no 7 in the 7 sawmill?
Well,
Enough of your games. We know, we get it. But Zaneshta sent us.
as you say that, they kind of both look at each other, and they say, "Oh, who are you working for?"
Are you hard of hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you don't recognize me. And I'm going to use my greed boon, which I got from the amazing and wonderful Calindria. And I'm going to use my transmutation magic to shapeshift into Alden.
All right.
Ha ha ha
Um,
ha.
as you change shape, the two of them look at each other confused and startled, and they go, and now you can see they've kind of dropped that like wariness or trying to like lie to you as to what's going on, and they look at you and they say, "Oh, well, when did you get back here? Did you take care of the problems at hand?"
Yes, they were taken care of. And this was the prize yielded. Zaneshta is pleased, but there is much that we need to discuss with the 7 before we can go into the next phase. I am making everything up. I have no idea if there are phases.
Yeah. Kind of like looks at you and confused, and then just kind of nods slowly and says, "Well, do you have the payment then?"
I will, who has the massive amount of platinum? Dang it. I will reach behind my back and start rifling through my my pockets, desperately trying to protect, like gesturing behind me to what I hope is Nexon. Just money, give us your money.
Money.
Yeah. Next will kind of like pull out the money and very reluctantly place it in Malvolo's hand.
I'll turn and I'll open it just to reveal the platinum before I put it behind myself.
So they kind of look at each other and nod in conjunction. They say, "Okay. Well, obviously this should go directly to the boss." And kind of steps forward and is like motioning for you to give them the money.
No. I know I'm new at this, but I thought we were supposed to give it to them directly. this was my. She turns to Alden.
Mhm.
You told me that we would get the opportunity to meet them, and I wanted to meet them. And I think it's important that they meet me, your new wife.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, just real quick. Time out. So, am I pretending to actually be Alden, or am I pretending to be one of the faceless stalkers
Shifter.
pretending to be Alden?
Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Who can say at this point?
Which one are we?
As
Uh,
Rain does that, I'm going to like do that to the two in the office and just like roll my eyes at like obviously Alden and Rain and everyone who's involved in that is just very annoying and we should just so I'm just gonna roll my eyes and I say she will nag the entire time. Let's just do it so we can move on.
I just really think that I was supposed to be able to do this. That's why I was sent along with this adventure. I'm gonna get real upset a little bit.
They're like looking now. They're looking at Alden and Rain, and they're like, "So, you brought her here for what reason?"
I was told that I get to meet them. I'm the new one, and I should have the same access. We have an equal marriage, and I get to know all the same dealings. So if you do business with Alden, you do business with me. And I'm a face-to-face kind of person, and I deserve to have that opportunity.
Like, okay, well, I'll go over and I will see if the boss is willing to talk with you.
Yes,
Well,
you go do
let
that.
them know that I'm willing to talk to them.
Okay. So we're all in agreement here. Give me a moment, and the two of them kind of look at each other and make a motion for they kind of try and sneak out past you into the larger area. And again, they just look like regular people. They're not dressed up in any kind of like any specific attire. They're in working clothes for the most part. So I'll use these generic tokens.
All right.
So you guys can see them.
While they're gone, I would like to pick up just like a reasonable amount of sawdust.
Okay.
The scratchier the better.
The scratchier the better. Not a problem.
Nixon's going to try and follow closely behind them.
Okay. Following behind them, you do see that they head to those double doors in the back of the room, and they kind of open it up. They knock, and one of them has a key, pulls a key out, unlocks the door, and then goes into the back room.
Can I slip in there with that person?
Sure. Give me a stealth check. I'm not sure because you're trying to like squeeze in with them, but you're tiny. You know what?
I mean, with her size and with the spell benefit, I mean, could they really pass that check to spot her?
No, yeah. I was just trying to see like would there be like her bumping into them, but I feel like Nexon has done this enough where she's like capable enough. She's like done it enough where she's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. So yeah, she's just gonna slide in with them. So Nexon just kind of slides to the left and slides into the room. They shut the door behind you. And now you're in like a very nice office. The two of them have walked in, and then there's a third elvish man in here.
I'm gonna try and find like the most out of the way corner, so hopefully no one bumps into me.
So as you kind of come in, the two men kind of come step in, and they start to explain like, boss, Alden is here with the money and his new wife, I think. I'm not sure what's going on. And the elf who seems to be hard at work, something on the desk, looks up and says, What do you mean he's here? He's supposed to drop the money off and head out. Why is Alden here with his wife? What's going on? And the other one with a tattoo on the on their skull looks and is like, well, she said she wants to talk with you. And you could see he's like stitching something on the table, looking, and then kind of like holds it up. And next in what you see is a face, a person's face. And then he like looks at it in the light, turns slowly, and there's a curtain on the back wall, and he pulls it back, and there is a macabre wall of human faces stretched flat over wooden frames. Not like one or two, but multiple ones. And he kind of hangs this one up onto that wall of faces. And he stands up, dusts himself off, and he looks and he says, well, take me to them. And they turn and start to head out the office. As the two of them are now flanking this gentleman, they walk to the group, and he now sees Alden, Cassandra, Marvolo slash Alden, right? Marvolo, Alden, and Rain. And he steps to the group and he says, Alden, what is going on here? Why have you brought these people?
I have brought them because Zaneshta wishes for my new wife to be brought up to speed on our plans.
Rain gives like a goofy wave in the background and a smile again. Yes, I'm trying to be helpful in part of the business of affairs.
She is going to join me in my task to spread the mark of the seven-pointed star.
Well, this is very disconcerting. What happened to Aisha?
Why? Why do you want to ask about her? I'm obvious. She's going to turn to the Alden character. Why are they asking about your ex-wife?
And
She-
Kaz is gonna in the background be gesturing to the guy like, oh, you asked the wrong question. It's so
Okay.
awkward.
Alden a little bit. I thought that you had already told everyone that I and you are now married, and we don't need to speak of what a person that is no longer in your marriage with you.
Well, you can't expect me to tell everyone about
I definitely do.
the minor part of my
My
life that
family.
was my ex-wife. She means so
No.
little to me that I didn't think
No.
to tell people.
This is
Kevin-
I thought we mattered, and here you are not telling, especially important business partners. Well, if I start sending letters or checks on your behalf and they see my name on there, they're going to be confused. This
Ma-
is important.
Malvolo's
gonna
like
turn to the-
sweating. He's just oh god, oh, you can watch as Malvolo starts like he's like he's starting to hyperventilate again. He doesn't like his face being shown, so like being shapeshifted, it's like that panic attack from before is like setting in as he's like, oh, okay. He's like, yes. So sorry, my dear. I will inform them right now. This is Lady Rain. Hold on, let me see if I can get it right. Let me channel my inner Eric.
Oh no.
This is Lady Rain.
I just shudder a little bit. Obviously, he needs some guidance, and I have much more of a better business acumen, if you will. So, and unfortunately, when we were at home, he could not clearly define what the terms of agreement were. And I know we're handing over a good amount of payment, so I wanted to confirm the details. And that way I can make sure that it's most mutually beneficial and, of course, growing towards both our benefits, because I don't really care, to be honest, what it is. I'm just more concerned with keeping my lifestyle, if you understand what I mean. Rain is just cringing on the inside.
Well, I'm gonna make a, just for myself, I'm gonna make a intelligence check real quick. Because there's something that I could think of. Yes, okay, I'm gonna do it. So, Malvolo / Alden looks to this guy, the elf, and he sort of says, as you can see, my wife has a strong affinity for the gaining of wealth, and I wink.
So he, okay, so this is kind of what happens.
Oh snap! Sorry, I just got it. Snap.
So the elf is standing in front of you, looks at you, Marvolo / Alden, and nods slightly in your direction and says, "Oh, I see. Should she be initiated?" And he's kind of looking at you, Alden, and he's like, "Should she be initiated into the ceremony of wealth?"
Yes, in due time, though. For now, however, I would like to discuss maybe privately the matters of my recent engagement, and allow her to perhaps witness the greatness that comes from having such a powerful business partner as, of course, the Seven and Zanishta.
Zanishta, my love. I love hearing her voice and her name spoken. Well then, why don't the two of you come into my office and we could speak about details? And he looks and he points at Cassandra and says, "You've done well with your mission. Now, why don't you take a few of my men and bring back those coffins with the intruders, and we can get rid of them." And those were the boxes you found at the manor.
Sure.
I just want to make a note. Through all this, Nexon has stayed in the office and is rifling through the desk.
Oh, you're in the office. Oh, good job, Nexon. All right. So Nexon.
Oh, sorry, real quick, just before we jump away,
interrupt.
just before we jump away to that, I'd like to just kind of fill in some of the audience members who may not have been here for the whole murder mystery, as it were. So, recapping in the quickest and best way I can, our group of adventurers came from a small town of Sandpoint. While there, a murder occurred at a small sawmill. Once there, we were asked to investigate, but it turns out that everyone blames Malvolo. Why? Because Malvolo has a face. I've had to flee with my friends from the city in order to try and clear my name, and we have found that a number of people with similar markings of a 7-pointed star carved upon their chest were indeed attacked in addition to the one we found at the sawmill. These people were a group of merchants, wealthy and quite well-off merchants. And, of course, we managed to learn this information from a man we found at an insane asylum. After going to the insane asylum, finding out that there was a mad dude and a necromancer in the insane asylum, we burnt that place down and slew a ghoul. Learning, of course, that our friend, who was also in dire need of wealth and stuff to restore his family honor, a man by the name of Alden Foxglove, whom I am now disguised as, has spent the last few months / years working on behalf of the Seven, murdering people, carving 7-pointed stars in particular people, which we piece together are people of wealth or people who desire wealth. We have used this information in order to track him to his mansion, which was a haunted house of bullshit. We got through it somehow, alive mostly, and found out that he was turned into a ghoul and manipulated into performing this ritual by a group known as the Seven. We have now arrived at the mill where the Seven happens to be, and bam! Wouldn't you know it? Rain started talking about how much she wants to be involved in all the money. So I've used that opportunity in order to try and divert attention to Rain, who is probably now maybe possibly going to be sacrificed. That's where we're at. And yes, haunted house of bullshit. I'll say it 1,000,000 frickin' times. Haunted house. Oh my god.
Haunted house of bullshit. That's the best way to describe that.
Yeah, haunted house of bullshit. Yeah, this is why Paizo didn't pay me to like write the little blurbs on like all the books.
Haunted house bullshit.
Bullshit. All right, and we're here. There we go.
So, Nexon, as you are rifling through the papers, the stuff on the top, very generic, right? Payments of outgoing cargo, ledgers, and stuff like that. Very simple. You rifle through that. You're like, nope, none of this is important. You kind of open the desk. You start rifling through the bottom of the desk. You actually find 3 specific books, and that kind of peek out to you. The first, a fair number of these books are historical in nature, including books, sea charts, etchings of vast rock formations, accompanied by maps, several pamphlets discussing a forgotten school of magic, and a fine painted inside of one of the books has like a very beautifully painted city carved from a vast frozen waterfall. It's really beautiful. The bottom is the last book at the bottom. One of the bottom books, is a spell book that you look through and you recognize it's arcane spells, emblazoned with the 7-pointed star is on this book. The second book is an old and beautifully filigreed tome containing numerous hand-drawn illustrations entitled The Serpent's Tane, Fairy Tales of the Eldest. You kind of rifle through that, and it's like a fairy tale. If you have more specific, more downtime, you'd be like, oh, I should probably read this, see what's going on. Finally is the third book. It's a slim volume near the bottom of it, and basically it's a ledger and a journal. Inside it says, lovely Zenesha has stolen my heart and provided me with clarity. And then it goes on to mix multiple different languages. The writing switches between different languages that you might or might not speak. But if you had some time, you could definitely figure out exactly what this is and what that would be, like what's written in it.
I'm gonna tuck all 3 books in the bag, and then try and like reset the desk.
Yeah.
Like, no, I was never here.
Yeah. Nothing. These are not the droids you're looking for.
The mug was facing this way, this pile.
And then as you're putting everything up, you hear a very common voice talking from behind you.
Uh-oh.
It's a voice you've heard before. And you kind of turn around, and one of the masks, their mouth is moving, and it's a sad face. And then you look closer, and you realize this was one of the people you've worked at the theater with for many years. And this face has been here for quite some time. So who have you been working with at the theater?
Oh no.
And then you hear a voice, and it says, Nexon? Is that you? Help me. And that's where we will stop for today.
Oh, goosebumps. Creepy.
I appreciate everyone being here. And as always, it's a pleasure playing this game with you. Now, we couldn't be here without our sponsors. And of course, our first sponsor, the biggest sponsor of this, who lets us do a lot of cool stuff. And Michael has become an actual wizard with Hero Forge. Hero Forge sponsors us, makes us all these really cool miniatures that we use. You too can get these miniatures that we use. And if you ever have time, Michael actually does like this whole segment where he builds really cool characters using just a Hero Forge machine. And he does crazy things. It's really cool. Second sponsor is, of course, Sirenscape. Sirenscape gives us all the really cool sounds that we get, and it's amazing. And it adds to the creepiness or the sword and mill sounds. And that's always fun. And last but not least, is the people who created this little adventure path, Paizo. They created it, let us play it. It's awesome. You too should go out and play it and be creepy cool with your friends. And remember, the haunted house of bullshit. Now I'm exactly right. You shouldn't say that out loud.
Submit it for edits.
That's
Submit
it.
it for edits. Now I'm going to throw it over to those my amazing cast and my friends, and I'm going to toss it over to Dawn, who's had a heck of a ride this week. Dawn, how you doing?
I'm doing good. So when I'm not here playing Nexon and not Nexon, you can find me over at YouTube/Roll for Initiative, where I make videos with my partner Ryan all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at R4iVlog.
I am Caustic Phoenix. You can find me here on Twitch under that, or on Twitter and Instagram as Becca Godsey. We'll be playing some Destiny 2 later today, but on Mondays you can also find me on Pink Pixels, where I host the show. We've got some amazing individuals teamed up, and I'm very excited to share those all with you. We also play a lot of RPGs, God of War, Mass Effect 2, which is one of my favorite freaking games, so I hope you guys can join us for that.
And I'm Carly. You can catch me on Dum Dum Die, spelled DUMDUMDIE. We are every second Sunday in South African time in the morning. So if that's too late, you can catch up on our podcast every Friday on your favorite podcast apps.
Awesome. And my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And you can find it here multiple times during the week. Mondays, I run a Patreon game for my wonderful people who enjoy Starfinder. On Tuesdays, Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I've got two shows on Tuesdays now. It's a fortnight game. I've got a fortnight game on WSD20 playing Rime of the Frost Maiden, and on the other fortnight, I'm on my channel doing some world building for my custom setting, Olestria. Then on Wednesdays, I do Curse of Strahd with more Patreons, as well as my Hero Forge Legendary, where we sit together with an audience and actually build Hero Forge minis. Then we get them printed out, and then we review them. I'm still waiting on a lot of the last season to come through, and then we're going to do, just seasons of 5 or 6 minis, testing out some of the new cool and amazing things that Hero Forge has on offer. Then on Saturdays, you can find me playing Strange Aeons with Patreons, and coming soon is going to be a pirate adventure whose name I have finally settled on, and that is going to be of Sirens and Silver. which is going to be a high seas adventure, which is going to be very, very cool. And then on Sundays, we're back here doing this amazing game of Rise of the Runelords. For those of you who don't know what we're doing, we are playing through 3 massive adventures that were published by Paizo for Pathfinder 1st edition, but converting it to 2nd edition, playing Rise of the Runelords, Shattered Star, and Return of the Runelords throughout later on, once we get to the end of these adventures. Of course, Jared is covering through Rise of the Runelords and is doing an absolutely banger of a job, and I've had an absolutely incredible time here as a player on Jared's table, so yay!
Thank you very much, Michael. And I'm GM Jared. I'm from Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gamed. We play every other Wednesday, Eastern Standard Time, American Eastern Standard Time at 8 p.m. You can find us here on Twitch at NVNG, or you could come to our website and find all of our back podcast episodes, which we take from Twitch and turn them into podcasts. And the website for that is nvngpodcast.com. Super easy. So, and that is all I have to say about that. Now, normally, as we go to the end, Michael likes to raid a really cool channel. He usually likes to help out the smaller channels.
I do. Because the thing is I love smaller channels. Smaller channels is where I live and, what we do. So it gets us to meet and see some of the people who, really put in a lot of time and effort into streaming. And today, we're going to raid someone who we have raided in the past, but I feel like we haven't raided them recently, and that is Carney Sideshow. Now, Carney Sideshow are a group of role players from Thailand who do some amazing things. Right now, they are in the middle of their pajama party, which I think is just awesome, where they are sitting with D&D content creator Carlos Luna, who is a wonderful and talented individual as well. So we're going to go send our love their way. Do stick around for the raid, because if you do so, you will earn those big dollary dues that you can use as channel points to gain plot twists, influence the course of the game, and coming soon, we're going to be having stream loot as well attached to our channel points, so you'll be able to provide special loot drops to our players. So stick around for that, and we are going to go and say hello and raid these wonderful and crazy individuals. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you once again to Jared. Thank you to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Sirenscape, Fantasy Grounds, Paizo, for all of the support. And guys, from us to you, as always, have a wonderful, amazing, and safe week. Until next time, game hard or die trying. Good night, everyone.